Walk into any grocery store and the deli meat section looks like a wall of choices. Except most of those choices are different variations of the same processed garbage, just in different colored packaging. While you've been tossing whatever's on sale into your cart, some truly questionable brands have been flooding grocery store shelves with ham that's more water than pork. We're talking about products where 24% of what you're paying for is seasoning solution, which is just a fancy term for expensive water. Some brands are charging premium prices for meats, while others are hiding the same old preservatives behind misleading natural claims. So let's talk about the 8 deli ham brands that range from absolute grocery store disasters to the ones actually worth your money. Because life's too short to waste money on ham-flavored mystery meat. Smash that subscribe button because we're about to save you from some seriously disappointing sandwiches. Number 8, Lando Frost Premium Smoked Ham. Launched back in 1958, Lando Frost positioned itself as the budget option for price-conscious families. At around $5 for 16 ounces, it's the cheapest ham on our list. But here's the thing, you absolutely get what you pay for. And what you're paying for is disappointment wrapped in plastic. What you actually get are watery, paper-thin slices, so delicate they tear when you try to separate them. The texture is what reviewers generously call pressed-together ham parts. Taste-wise, you're looking at watered-down, bland flavor with a greasy aftertaste that lingers like a bad decision. Multiple customers report excessive fat in slices so thin you need 3 or 4 just to feel like you're eating something. Sodium clocks in at over 500 milligrams per 2-ounce serving, which is 22% of your daily intake. At 30 cents per ounce, you're paying for water weight wrapped in plastic. Customer reviews are brutal. Looked and tasted like pressed together ham parts. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment with 6 different sodium compounds. Lando Frost exists purely as the bottom shelf option for shoppers who prioritize price above everything else. They're banking on wide distribution through Walmart to move product that nobody would choose in a blind taste test. When your ham tastes like bologna, regardless of what the label says, you've officially crossed into mystery meat territory. You're paying $5 for processed meat scraps held together by hope and excessive sodium. Number 7, Great Value Walmart Cooked Ham. Great Value is Walmart's answer to every name brand, launched in the 1990s to undercut competitors by 15 to 30%. The real kicker is that it tastes exactly like what you'd expect from a product designed by committee to be acceptable enough. You're getting uniform, pale pink slices with artificial color that screams heavily manipulated in a factory. Texture is processed smooth with no variation, no character, just consistent mediocrity. The taste is aggressively generic with a heavy salt hit and that unmistakable artificial preservation flavor. Sodium ranges from 450 to 650 milligrams per serving. At 31 cents per ounce, you're saving maybe $1 compared to Oscar Mayer. The ingredient list is a greatest hits of preservatives including sodium phosphate, which has been linked to vascular damage. This is Walmart's volume play. Create something just good enough that people won't return it while keeping costs so low competitors can't compete. Great Value succeeds not because it's good, but because it's there, it's cheap, and it's convenient. This is the ham equivalent of store brand cereal. When the best thing you can say is at least it's cheaper, you've created a product that exists purely to fill a price point. Number 6, Oscar Mayer Deli. Fresh smoked ham. Oscar Mayer has been around since 1883, so they've had 140 years to perfect, making you think you're getting quality. But here's where it gets tricky. This ham contains up to 24% seasoning solution, which is marketing speak for we added a lot of water. What you're actually eating is ham injected with nearly a quarter of its weight in liquid, giving it a rubbery, bloated texture. The taste comes from artificial smoke flavor and cultured celery juice, with caramel color added for appearance. The Uncured label is pure marketing theater. They remove sodium nitrite and replace it with celery juice, which contains the exact same nitrates. Sodium hits 530 milligrams per 2 ounces. That's 22% of your daily value in a couple slices. At 45 to 55 cents per ounce, you're paying mid-range prices for bottom-tier quality. The Environmental Working Group rates this as having moderate processing concerns. Oscar Mayer is leveraging over a century of brand recognition to sell you expensive water with a side of preservatives. They're banking on nostalgia and aggressive supermarket placement to move products that wouldn't survive a blind taste test. They removed the nitrates and added them back as cultured celery juice. It's the same preservative in a farmer's market costume. When 24% of your ham is seasoning solution, you're paying for expensive water with some pork floating in it. If this is already saving you from a bad sandwich, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. Number 5. Hillshire Farm Ultra Thin Sliced Smoked Ham. Hillshire Farm has been around since 1934, building a reputation on farmhouse quality. Their ultra thin line launched to compete with deli slice convenience. The execution is technically impressive if your goal was to make ham slices so thin they're almost translucent. These slices are ultra thin to the point of being delicate and tissue-like, lacking any substantial bite. The taste is mild and smoky, actually well balanced in seasoning. The problem isn't that it tastes bad, it's that you need to stack 4 or 5 slices just to feel like you're eating ham instead of ham-flavored air. Sodium comes in around 500 milligrams per 2 ounces. At 45 to 55 cents per ounce, you're paying the same as Oscar Mayer for slightly better quality. Reviewers are split. Some love the convenience, others complain about the extreme thinness. Hillshire Farm trades on 90 years of heritage, while the ultra-thin slicing is actually a cost-cutting measure disguised as convenience. They're targeting busy families wanting quick sandwich prep. When ultra-thin becomes, can I actually feel this in my sandwich? You've optimized for the wrong thing. You're paying for the privilege of using more slices to get the same amount of ham. Number 4. Primo Taglio. Honey Applewood Ham Primo Taglio is Safeway and Albertsons house brand answer to premium deli meats, launched in the 1990s. At $8 to $11 for 16 ounces, it positions itself as the smart shopper's premium option. What makes this particularly interesting is that it actually delivers better than brands charging twice as much. You're getting smooth, properly sliced ham with thickness reviewers call perfect. Texture has good fat marbling that keeps it moist without being greasy. The honey sweetness is balanced with genuine Applewood smoke notes that taste like actual smoke, not chemical approximation. Sodium sits at 480 milligrams per serving. At 50 to 68 cents per ounce, you're paying 15 to 25% less than Boar's Head while getting comparable quality. Customer reviews consistently mention great value and perfect thickness. Safeway created Primo Taglio specifically to compete with Boar's Head without charging. Boar's Head prices. This succeeds by offering genuine quality improvements while staying reasonable on price. This is the overachiever of store brands. It tastes like it costs more than it does. When the grocery store house brand makes the name brand sweat, somebody did their homework. And if you're finding this ranking useful, hit the like button. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. Number 3, Applegate Naturals Uncured Black Forest Ham. Applegate launched in 1987 with a mission to create cleaner deli meats, pioneering the natural and organic category. At $7 to $9 for just 7 ounces, you're paying over $1 per ounce. Bottom line, this is the ham for people who read ingredient labels like they're grocery store detectives. Texture is firm but not tough with a clean bite. The taste is subtle and smoky with natural pork flavor, though some find it bland compared to heavily seasoned options. What you're really paying for is one of the shortest, cleanest ingredient lists in the deli case. Sodium ranges from 350 to 410 milligrams per 2 ounces, genuinely lower than competitors. The ingredients are literally just pork, water, sea salt, cane sugar, and celery powder. It's free of GMOs, corn syrup, sodium phosphate, and major allergens. Here's the catch. Reviewers note that despite the excellent ingredient list, the flavor doesn't quite match other preservative-free brands. Applegate built an entire brand on ingredient transparency and ethical sourcing. The company succeeds based on values alignment rather than superior taste. You're buying peace of mind, not necessarily the best tasting ham. This is the ham that makes you feel virtuous even if it doesn't make your taste buds sing. When the ingredient list is better than the flavor, you're paying for philosophy over performance. Number 2, Castlewood Reserve Uncured Honey Ham. Castlewood Reserve positions itself as the ultra-premium alternative for shoppers who refuse to compromise. At over $10 per pound, it's the most expensive commonly available option. What makes this particularly frustrating is that the quality absolutely justifies the price until you try to store the leftovers. The texture is clean with a substantial cut that has presence without being thick. No rubberiness, no waterness, just proper ham texture. Taste delivers well-balanced honey sweetness with authentic pork flavor. The irregular slice shapes show less processing. At over 62 cents per ounce minimum, you're paying twice what Great Value charges. Professional taste testers found the taste and texture very good, noting it's generally preservative-free. The ingredient list is among the absolute cleanest. The fatal flaw, the resealable container doesn't actually seal well, meaning your expensive ham dries out faster than cheaper options with better packaging. Castlewood Reserve targets consumers who view food quality as non-negotiable. Success is limited by the price point, as many shoppers find equally good options for significantly less. This is the ham for people who want the best ingredient list their money can buy. Just be ready to eat it quickly because the packaging won't save your leftovers. Number 1. Boar's Head, Tavern. Hand-smoked boar's head has been the gold standard of deli meat since 1905, and their Tavern ham has been a flagship product for decades. At $9 to $12 per pound from the deli counter, you're paying premium prices. And get this, it's the one product that consistently wins blind taste tests against every competitor. The texture is firm but tender with that distinctive snappy rind that gives you a satisfying bite. You're getting proper fat distribution and real ham texture. Not processed loaf, not pressed parts, actual sliced ham. The taste is perfectly balanced, smoky, salty, and genuinely hammy without unnecessary frills. Sodium ranges from 480 to 560 milligrams per 2 ounces. At 56 to 75 cents per ounce, you're paying premium but getting what you pay for. America's Test Kitchen, Chowhound, and Sporked all rank Boar's Head at or near the top. The Publix sub is famous partially because it uses Boar's Head. 120 years of heritage creates the kind of trust that justifies premium pricing. Deli counter placement signals quality in a way that prepackaged products can't match. When people think premium deli meat, this is the name that comes to mind first. This is the gold standard that makes you understand why people wait in line at the deli counter. When your sandwich needs ham that tastes like actual ham and not ham-adjacent protein product, this is where the search ends. Here's what the ham industry doesn't want you to know. Most of what you're buying is filler, water, and sodium, with just enough pork to legally call it ham. The price tags don't correlate with quality, and the marketing terms are deliberately designed to mislead you. We went from Lando Frost's watery disappointment and Great Value's aggressively mediocre protein product all the way up to Boar's Head, setting the standard everyone else is chasing. The middle ground taught us that store brands like Primo Taglio can punch way above their price point, while natural claims from Applegate might make you feel good without making your sandwich taste better. Here's what matters. Read the ingredient list, pay attention to how much seasoning solution you're actually buying, and understand that sometimes the deli counter is worth the extra 2 minutes. The best ham isn't always the most expensive or the one with the cleanest label. It's the one that delivers on its promise without drowning you in water weight and sodium compounds. Hit subscribe if this changed how you'll shop for deli meat, and drop a comment telling us which ranking you think we got wrong.